Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're taking out the Triumph Speed Twin 1200 RS. Yes. And if you've been searching YouTube for comparisons against the previous outgoing Speed Twin 1200, which is the Generation 2, well, I used to own one of them for 18 months, so I'm constantly going to be making comparisons, you know, against the Generation 2 model. My goodness, am I happy to be out on this. Hearing the sound of that Bonneville engine, it is something special. I'm sure many of you will agree. So a big thank you to Lings Norfolk Triumph today, lending me the bike for a short while. The guys in there are absolutely great. James looking after us today. So yeah, be sure to go in there and go and say hello and go and check out, you know, the awesome Triumph range. One thing that I did prepare myself before, you know, coming and trying this bike out today was, you know, whether or not I would like the new clocks. Obviously, if you go for a modern retro, you know, those dual clocks, the analog ones, you know, is going to be part of the appeal. Now, after James gave us a good run through all of the controls on the clocks, you know, I must say that, you know, within, you know, 30 seconds I was quite impressed with just how much this new clock enables configuration, you know, of the settings on the bike. You know, this is a modern retro, so, you know, we have to accept there is going to be, you know, an element of technology involved. And yeah, comparing to the analog clocks, you know, these clocks, you know, do offer a whole bunch more in terms of switches and controls and configuration. In terms of looks, if you're a traditionalist, you're going to like the dual clocks looks more, that's for sure, and that's been evident in the comments, you know, but, you know, this looks pretty good and very clear. Right, before we go on any further in the video, let's take a stop. We'll have a look around the bike, and we'll go through a lot of the differences against the Gen 2 model. So before we take a look around the bike, I just want to say a massive thank you to today's video sponsor. That's BikeSure.
BikeSure is one of the UK's leading motorcycle insurance specialists, working with over 40 insurance schemes to find you the best deal. Be sure to ask about their policy add-ons such as personal accident cover, excess protect, helmet and leather cover, as there's lots to tailor for your specific needs. I've been insured with BikeSure for the past 7 years, and their customer service has always been spot on. And with over 20,000 reviews on Trustpilot rating them 4.4 out of 5 stars, it looks like that I'm not the only one who's happy with them. If you own more than one bike, they offer a flexible multi-bike policy. And if you're into your track days and love carving up corners on the circuit, BikeSure even offers track day insurance for more than 30 track venues throughout the UK. So in summary, if you need great bike insurance, make sure you check out BikeSure. And once again, a massive thank you from me.
Well, you take a look at that, everyone. That is the new 2025 RS model, Speed Twin 1200 RS. Look at it. Isn't it such a beautiful bike? Arguably, I would say this is the cream of the crop in terms of modern retro that's out there at the minute. You know, powered by the ever so recognisable 1200 Bonneville engine. This is the high powered engine, 105 brake horsepower-ish, 112 Newton meters of torque. Yeah, that is enough to shove anything along. And at the front we have the 43mm Marzocchi upside down forks. This time they are fully adjustable. I think they look great in the golds. We got a new headlight, you know, which kind of sort of matches the clocks really. So yeah, they've got their design heads on there, I think. A bit stubbier, that headlight. It'll be interesting to see what aftermarket screens come out that will fit it. Yeah, lovely looking bike. See that tank there? The way how we've got sort of indents for your knees to go in, which is different. We've got some new switch gear at the front. And this seat, look at that suede. Very nice. Quite firm, but that's kind of what you expect really, but not too firm. That was still comfy. And look at this. So a big talking point, you know, on the Gen 2 and the Gen 1, you know, is the suspension. And really with this RS, you know, in keeping with that sporty intent, you know, they have really up the ante with this suspension. So the rear Öhlins shocks there with the piggyback reservoir, you know, they are fully adjustable for preload compression, rebound damping. We've got some pretty sporty tyres too. So, you know, be careful in the cold and the wet, you know, because these are meant for the warm tarmac. They've upgraded the exhaust. It's a shorter exhaust, you know, by the look of it in profile. And I can sort of see that there's some different shapes, you know, of, you know, these coolant casing and also this fairing here. The way how it just sort of goes in line with the lines of the tank and the lines of the silver fins here, you know, it looks absolutely fantastic. Brakes, Brembo Stylemas, yeah, they don't really come much better than these, you know, on any bike, on any sports bike. At the back, I think that we've got some Nissan two-pot calipers. Look at that. What a lovely bike. Who would not be happy to bring that back and have that in your garage? Look at it. Okay, that's the walk around done. Let's get back out there and ride it. Oh, before setting off, I think we've got to do just a little sound check. Oh yeah, there we go. I won't rev it too much because it is literally a brand new bike, but you get the idea. One sec. Sounds good, yeah? Very good. Lovely. That's what you want. That is what you want. Oh, so immediately, you know, I can feel those foot pegs are higher again. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Let's get out and ride. Don't fall in love with the bike too much, Michael, because you know what will happen. Okay, lovely job. So I did so well at ordering the weather today. Hey, look at this sunshine. Right, I keep using the gears. So, let's test out that quick shifter and auto blipper. I can't believe I'm about to do this on this massive 1200 Bonneville engine. It's got a quick shifter and a blipper. Right, here we go. So what are we? We're in fourth. We'll come up to fifth. Oh, that was smooth. Yeah, that was smooth. I didn't feel anything. I'm surprised by that. Let's go down. I should roll off. We'll come back down to 4. Again, I feel nothing. Bloody hell. Right, back up. Nothing. Right, back down. Nothing. I can't believe this. I'm so surprised. Well, I'm not surprised, you know, because, you know, a whole bunch of money has gone into investing and making this right, but, you know, it's such a powerful, torquey engine, you know, to achieve that level of smoothness, bit mind-boggling. Anyway, quick shifter and auto blip are very good. Right, how does the bike handle? Very good. You know, I mean, in terms of the modern retro range, you know, from Triumph, what this bike does, in my opinion, is it just stretches that range even more. So you could be at one end of the spectrum where, you know, you could just be like totally laid back. You know, you could be speedmaster, bobber, you know, kind of a rider. Yeah, and then as you sort of progress up, T100, T120, you got the scramblers in there. You progress up even more, and then you start having a look at the street twin and the speed twin. You know, and then now for 2025 they've got the two variants of the speed twin, 1200s that is, you know, which gives you you know, options of how far you want to stretch it there. So really it is, you know, where do you stand in that spectrum of one end, lazy rider, like to be laid back, and then at the other end, you like to, you know, be quite sporty and aggressive with your rides. So yeah, so definitely compared to the Gen 2, you know, you are a little bit more on the nose on this bike. You're a little bit more sort of sliding towards the tank. Your feet are higher, you know, in that aggressive position. You know, and you are over the handlebars a little bit more. Right, we've got the national speed limit, so let's stretch it a little bit. Oh, that quick shifter is so good, man. Oh, yeah. You got all of the power from the torque and the power from that engine and the quick shifter. You got the brakes. Let's try them out. Okay, very good. Goodness me. Yes. And you got the noise. Honestly, yeah, this is an event to come out on this bike. Yeah, if you like me, I'm quite a sporty kind of rider, and you know, I own a Street Triple 675 RX. You know, I like to take the corners. Yeah, this is definitely more sportier than the Gen 2, that's without a doubt, and the suspension is so smooth. God, I feel like you're sort of riding a magic carpet a little bit, which is nice. Oh, the noise. Right, I think we're in road mode. Yes, we are. So, let's pop it into sport. Close throttle. I will give this car a little bit of a space in front. We're in the national speed limit. We're in sport mode. Okay, a lot more throttle response there. Quick shifter, so smooth. Wow. You're gonna love that. You are gonna love that. You are gonna love that. Golly, those brakes are so good. Somehow, I don't know why, but they do feel, what's the word? They're better. They feel better than before. I think that they're just a little bit more responsive. You know, when you pull the brake. Oh, there we go. That quick shifter, so good. Yeah, definitely more responsive, those brakes. Right, we're coming up to a national speed limit. We're in third, fourth, We're just staying fourth around this bend. And fifth, I cannot believe how smooth that quick shifter is. So smooth. Oh dear, this is a good bike. This is a very good bike. We'll come down. And down again to 4. And to 3. Yeah, very good. We'll punch out there. And back into 4. That quick shifter is good. That is smooth. So I purposely didn't wear my earplugs for this test ride because I wanted to feel the orchestra of the bike. Oh, it's such an event. Honestly, get yourself out on one of these. If you're in the market for something sporty and you have been looking towards these retro bikes, which the retro scene has exploded in the UK recently, honestly, get yourself out on this because you will love it. Yes, I mean the thing is, you know, with a Bonneville engine, everybody loves it. You know, I remember with my Gen 2, you know, I used to get so many nods from pedestrians, you know, and people looking over their shoulders at the bike as I went past. People just love it. And, you know, I think that with this new RS model, yeah, it just adds a bit of bling to all of that. You know, with the gold forks, the gold piggyback reservoirs. Yeah, it's definitely a classy bike. Yeah, you're going to pull up anywhere at bike meets, outside the cafe for a coffee, and you're just going to have people appreciating the bike and the design and just the quality premium, you know, that it offers. Yeah, so I've forgotten about the clocks. Yeah, they do look cool. You know, they do add to the retro feel about it all. You know, but that shouldn't be a reason why you shouldn't go out and test this bike. Definitely not. So don't get hinged up about that. Definitely don't get hinged up about it. You know, I'm one that, you know, fell in love with those clocks initially, and you know, but after test riding this right now, you know, would I let that put me off buying this bike? Not in the slightest now. This one's got a 6-axis IMU now. That's, you know, which is the cornering ABS and traction control. You know, and there's all sorts of gadgetry in there that looks after, you know, that technology and that coding. Oh, the sound of the engine is so nice. Woohoo! Can you tell I'm having fun? Yes, I hope you're liking the video, and do show us a bit of appreciation in the comments, and also don't forget to give us a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't done so, and support the channel. Oh, what a bike, honestly. I could be on this all day. Please, can I be on this all day? Absolutely beautiful. So the price point of this bike, I don't know if I did mention that, is 14 and just shy of 14 and a half grand. You know, so it is premium. It is up there. You know, it's not cheap. You know, but it is a premium bike, and as I mentioned, you know, this, in my opinion, this is the cream of the crop at the minute. You know, all of the other brands you know, are going to do well, you know, to come up with something to rival this. You know, the bikes that come to mind, you know, would be that that new one from BMW. Is it the R12? The R12 9T or something like that. I did see that in the flesh at MCN, and that was a nice looking bike, you know. And you know, that Boxer twin engine, you know, that would be something that you know, would draw you into that bike, I think, you know, as that has its own characteristics too. So what are my final thoughts on this bike then, before I go and take it back to Lings? Well, I mean, you saw from the review just how much fun I was having on the bike. What I try and do in my reviews, you know, I don't try to get all, you know, sort of technical, because I'm not very good at all of that. I try to get down to the feeling of the ride. And you know, there were moments, you know, when I was riding this bike where it was just so much fun and you could just get lost in that. But at the same time, you know, you feel quite safe. So yeah, you feel quite safe, you know, taking on those corners, because that's what this bike is made for. So in terms of, you know, does this bike offer you a sporty Bonneville, which comes with a whole bunch of smiles? Without a doubt, that's what it gives you. So if that's what you're shopping around for, you've got to try one of these. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you for coming along with me for the ride. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was insightful. It answered some questions for you. If you do have any questions, pop them in the comments below. I'll do my best at getting back to you as soon as I can. Yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Cheers for now. Bye. Oh, what a bike. What a bike. Smiling from ear to ear.